Whoa, excuse me, ladies and gents. I was trying to get a pre-shot shave to look sharp for y'all with my, what do I got here? I got a Healy made in Norway, Norwegian knife with the Viking grind. Google that, kids. What are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about an issue I've had ever since I was about 5 years old. And that issue is I love knives. I love buying knives. I love collecting knives. We got, Norwegian knives. We got big knives. Got my big K-bar. None of them stick in the table. I got little knives too. We got case. We got all sorts of knives. Now, what comes along with knives is sharpening knives. Now, even though I was a qualified Boy Scout with my knife sharpening merit badge, I suck at knife sharpening. And I've bought them all, grinders and stones and this and that, And it's been a very frustrating part of my life, sharpening knives, until now. I found a knife sharpener that any moron, including this guy, can actually use. It's this Worksharp sharpener, and you know why any moron can use it? Yeah, because she's got a little horsepower behind her, and it's not relying on this shaky hand here. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna test this thing out and see how she sharpens knives. And we're not just gonna sharpen any old knife. I've got the nastiest, oldest, rustiest knife I've ever seen. This thing hadn't seen an edge in about 50 years. You see right here, it's just an old knife, grandpa-in-law, I think is what we call it, found in the barn way back in the day. It's probably from the 40s or 50s. So we're gonna see if we can put an edge on this thing worth a Worksharp sharpener in like under a minute. Is it possible? I don't know, but if it is, we could go big time with this thing. So with that, stay with me. Hopefully I don't cut myself or do anything stupid. Well, I will do something stupid, so let's see what it is. All right, now let's get to using this contraption here. Now before we get started, remember this is a high-speed grinding wheel situation, so we may have some sparks flying, so make sure to put some eye protection on. Now to set it up. Now there's two setups for this thing, either a kitchen or an outdoorsy type knife. Now this thing, it looks kind of outdoorsy. Well, at least it's been outdoors. So we're gonna go with the outdoor style knife. It looks like some sort of 1940s fillet knife. I don't know. So when you do an outdoorsy type knife, set up the paper first. Now it comes with three types of paper. It comes with a real rough green paper. Now that's gonna be for your major tools like, I don't know, blades and whatnot. And then you've got a real smooth purple paper. That's gonna be for your honing, which I'll show you how to switch it over next. So we're gonna start with the middle grit, which is this orange paper. So all right, we got the orange paper on there. And then next you set up your angle. Now you can see on here, we've got two different angles. One down for pocket knives is 25 degrees, up is kitchen knives for 20 degrees. Yeah, it's that simple to set your angle. What that's gonna do, that's gonna adjust your guides on the side, and all you do is you push it down, then you pop it up for a kitchen knife. So this one being pocket knives, we're gonna pop it down, and what that does, that opens it a little more, and that's gonna give it a little more aggressive angle on it. So it's not gonna be quite as sharp as a kitchen knife, and the reason we do this is because this is an outdoors knife, so we want it to be a little tougher and to keep that edge longer, so a little less of a tilted edge. So all right, let's get started. Now the way we do it, you then want to set it on one. So right here you got a little speed setting here, and you're just gonna drag it. And when you drag it, you're gonna drag it along the edge right here, and then also right here. Make sure you got that thing flipped down to sharpen, and that's gonna be what your blade's gonna ride on. So, all right, and then when they say to do it, it says for a knife about this size, it's gonna be about a 4-second swipe, and then we're gonna end it right here on the tip. And we're gonna do about, it says 5 to 10 swipes on the same side to create a burr. And we'll show you the burr after I actually create a burr if this works. All right, so we got them cranked up, and you always want to plug it in. That is very key to your YouTube videos, to plug in the tool. Come on. It's like running out of gas online. All right, let's let her rip here. All right, you can see right there, I'm just gonna, look at that, real easy, and then you just stop right there on that tip. So that's one. I can see a few sparks here. If you've ever done this with a handstone, you know how difficult that is, getting that angle right. So this really solves a lot of those issues. And make sure you're counting how many swipes here. Now it says 5 to 10, I'm up to about 5. This is a pretty rough knife. All right. Keep ripping it. So that burr, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna hang up on your thumbnail just a little bit. Oh, we're really grinding on this sucker. All right, so you can see this side here. Look at that, that's looking good. And it should be smooth over there, but when you come back this way, yep, I can feel it. See, you're looking for that little edge right there. You can kind of see it right there, but more than anything, you're gonna feel that edge, and it's gonna be a burr on there. Whoa, super, super close up. Look at that, look at that. All right, so we did about 15 on one side, so I'm gonna do 15 on the other side and see if we can get this sucker sharp. An old knife like this is gonna drag a little bit just because this thing was super rusty. I'm kind of curious what this old knife was used for. Old Bill was a cotton farmer out in Crosbyton, Texas, so I'm sure he had lots of uses. Stabbed a lot of things with this knife. All right, look at that edge on there. Yeah, that's real nice. Now I've got a burr on the other side, so I'm just gonna take it off just with a couple of quick slices here, just to lose that burr. Okay, that's pretty freaking sharp. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, what we do is we swap over to our honing paper, and the way to swap it over, you just push that sucker down, it loosens it up, and then you just swap over the other paper. It's super, super easy. I've fought sharpening devices for years, and I've never found one this easy. My only complaint so far is it doesn't come with many papers, which kind of sucks, but got enough to get you started. All right, do a little test run. So what I'm gonna do on this one, I'm gonna do about 5 on each side. And what this does, it just hones it a little more, just to smooth out that edge. And so this is taking off that burr completely. It's gonna make it awfully pretty, like a freaking mirror, baby. All right, you can see, look at that, with that edge, that honing edge on there, it really makes for a pretty edge on that knife. All right, wow, that knife is rusty. But boy, she feels pretty sharp. So, all right, so let me zoom back out. We're gonna test how sharp this damn thing is. All right, let's find out if this old sticking knife, whatever this thing is really sharp after that quick. I mean, I was on that thing for about 5 minutes. Now, the way old schools test a knife, sharp, real thin piece of paper. You can see, look at that, slices right through there, like butter. Well, almost. So, yeah, that's pretty dang sharp for what it is. But to really test out how sharp this is, I think we need to throw the knife. Now, I haven't shared this before, but I took 2 semesters of intramural knife throwing in Texas Tech back in 2002. So I know a thing or two about knives. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this knife across the shop, and we're gonna see how it sticks. Now, I'm gonna take it up a notch even from there. Now, I used to play some old bar games back in Lubbock where I'd throw a knife at a map and I'd pick out what town it was gonna land in. Yes, sir, we're gonna do that. And to take it up a notch, I'm gonna blindfold myself. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this paper sack over my head. I'm gonna call out which town. I've got a map of Montana over there. I'm gonna call it out midway, and we'll see if I can actually nail it. Now, it's been about 20 years since I've done this, so give me a little slack, but let's see. All right, paper bag going over the head. Let's see if my mic works. All right, so, all right, drop the freaking elbow. Let's see. Kalispell, Montana. All right, let's go see if I hit it. Well, all right, looks like I got northwest Montana, which is pretty good. Let's zoom in here, see how actual close we got. You can see right here, we've got the Flathead Valley. Beautiful Flathead Lake right there. You're going up, 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 up. There's Kalispell right there. It looks like I got a little far northwest of Kalispell. Town called Olney up here is where I'm at, which actually a really cool place. Northwest Montana Adventures, great snowmobiling. Yeah, I'm a little off, couple inches off, but I'd say that's still pretty good for 20 years out of school back in the day. I would have won a little money on this. So look at that. I'd say that sucker's sharp. Let's go back to our tool and have some more fun. Gotta admit, knife throwing is one of the useless skills I learned while my 6 years at Texas Tech University back in the day. But I'm not done yet. I want to challenge this little machine a little more than what we've done so far. And if one thing's for sure at Mower Mike's garage, I got a lot of old stuff. So what do we got here? This here is a real treat. This is what they call a cotton sampling knife. Old hickory. Got this out of the barn from old grandpa out there in Crosbyton. And what it is that you would stick this into the bale of cotton, cut a piece out, pull it out, and test it out and see how it is out there at the cotton gin out there in West Texas. And as you can see, this thing here, I mean, this thing's dull as dog can get. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing there. So we're going to use a little more aggressive paper on this thing and see if I can put an edge on this old thing. Because I tell you what, I mean, this thing ain't cutting nothing right now. So let's zoom in and see what happens. So what I've done, I've traded out the paper for the green paper. This is a much rougher paper, more for grinding, because we got to put an initial, this thing has no blade at all on it. So what I'm going to do, I've moved it up to the 25 degree to give it a little steeper angle. And we're going to let it rip. And again, wow, look at that, just chunks of stuff. You can see in this one here, I'm going to have to really use my dexterity, look at that, to come all the way around that edge like that. Just try your best to keep level and keep it right there. And see we're coming around, stop right there. So the big thing here is to try to keep it smooth so you can get that burr. So you can see right here what's going on is this paper is going this way. And so what it's doing, it's pushing that metal down, and the little burr is going to fold that metal down over here, and your little burr is going to be that little part on the other side that sticks up. So it's pretty cool. All right, we're about 5 or 6 here. Wow, this is going to be wild if this actually works. There we go, there we go. All right, we're going to do one more. Look at that, it is putting an edge on her right there. So now I'm going to go on the other side. So right now it's got that burr that's folded over, and now the other side is going to pull down. So it's going to straighten out that burr and get rid of it. That's really the key to knife sharpening, is that burr. And that is the last time I will say burr, I promise. So you see, we're really working on this sucker. I had to get the father-in-law to explain to me what the hell this thing was. And when he explained the whole cotton sampling tool, it kind of blew my mind. So I don't know if they still make these. This is a old hickory brand. So they probably just sold them out there in West Texas or where the cotton is. And if you've never been out to West Texas, I'd say everybody needs to go there at least once in their life. Looks like the freaking moon. You go out there during cotton season, it is full of cotton bales. A lot of good folks out there. So, all right, we'll give it one more here. I can see we're actually starting to get an edge on this thing, which is amazing. And I'm starting to feel it too. So what we're going to do next, we're going to swap it out for the next paper, which is going to be your orange-ish paper. All right, let's do that. Just like changing a diaper. Not that I have much experience in diaper changing, but bam, bam, bam. Well, sometimes if you get a little aggressive with it, she does want to slide off her own base, like so. So, all right, let me try this again. All right, I'm trying to do this super cool and quick for YouTube action. But when you slide it in there, make sure to slide it deep. Don't just do a little shallow stroke, really get it in there like so. All right, and so this one here, so we've already done, I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. We're just gonna do about 5. There we go. And just give it nice, even pressure there. And see, this thing is really grinding some material. I can smell the rust coming off this thing. And now we're going to take it to the other side. There we go. That's cool. That's too cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with this tool. I guess I gotta go find some freaking cotton balls and shove it in there. You might wonder what the hell I'm doing at Kroger's, but you know, tool's meant for a tool. There we go. We'll do one more. Look at that. Look at the edge that sucker put on there. That is pretty dang cool. And it's actually fairly sharp. Let me see. Let's do the old paper test here. I mean, we went from nothing. I could stab myself and still be okay. Look at that. Look at that. That is so cool. I mean, it's not super sharp, but it is sharp. I mean, it will cut something. All right, so what do I think about the Worksharp MK2 automatic grinding sharpening tool? I'd say it works pretty good. I mean, you saw we put edges on things that shouldn't have edges. So I'm a fan of it. Now, what it won't do, it's not gonna put a super fine edge on your tool. It's not gonna be cutting frog hairs. It's not that. This is a blunt object meant to put edges on tools and knives and kitchen shears and whatever else, and it does work. But it's not gonna put that super fine edge. That's gonna take something a little more precise. And it does cost $80, which is quite a bit compared to just a sharpening stone. But considering what you get, I think it's a good deal. If you want one, I've got the Amazon link down below. Go ahead and snag yourself one. I mean, shoot, we put an edge on a cotton sampling tool. That's gotta be the only time that's ever been done on the interweb. So with that, I also want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. This has been a great year making these videos. I've really enjoyed it. I never thought I'd be making videos on YouTube, but it's a freaking blast. And I thank you for all your comments. Everybody positive and negative, throw stuff at me. Give me some goofy ideas and let's do it. Let's just keep having fun and not take life too serious. So in the New Year's, don't worry about breaking your resolutions. It's just life, just live it. So with that, Mower Mike's out. Catch you next time. Honey, turn off that damn camera. I'm serious, turn it off. Turn it off, this isn't part of it.